What's up? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork. And welcome back to Mickey Truth, Voice of Truth. On today, our episode is new, but it's definitely an old situation. However, it did spark the conversation back up. If you recall, some years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, Ciara, the singer, started dating football player Russell Wilson. She had a baby with Future. It was a whole bunch of, okay. Now, recently, Future did drop a verse on a Quavo song where possibly, maybe, in the opinion of the internet, was a shot at Russell Wilson. That brought up some old, situation between the three parents. I want to start off with this old audio. However, it's going to set the tone for the conversation. Let's get into it.
I said, how do you feel about the nigga, period?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't have no feelings for it. I feel like, goddamn, it ain't no feelings.
Do you feel like the nigga go too far, though?
I feel like he getting caught up.
I'm talking about with your son. Do you feel like the nigga go too far?
He not being a man in that position. Like, he not being a man at that point. Like, you not being a man. You not telling her, man, bro, chill out with that on the internet. Don't even talk to her. I'm your husband. You better not even bring Future name up. If that was me, she couldn't even bring his name up. She know that. She couldn't even bring her ex's name up. And I don't care what they gave you, what you don't bring their name up in interviews. Don't even do nothing around them. No, don't say nothing. Don't get that shit no energy. It's about me, whatever. I'm taking care of everything. I'm 1,000%. Like, I'm 1,000% like, for like, I'm taking care of my situation.
You from the street, that different.
Yeah, so I live by a different kind of rules.
Yeah.
So he think, oh, you should go to court. Man, you better not show up for court.
He coming with him.
Sue him. You sue him for what? By him, nigga, I got money, nigga. I take care of him before you sue him. If you feel like that, I'm gonna take it. Nigga, I take care of kids that ain't mine now. You think I ain't take them? I'm having money. I'm taking care of my kids. It ain't even that. It's just a thing. I want to nitpick at you and do certain things. You know I'm taking care of my kids. What's the real issue? I felt that the fact you'd already been around my kids when y'all started going together and when y'all first posted the first picture, and I didn't even and you haven't even talked to me. And then when y'all get married, y'all would be like, she was like, I want you to meet Russell now, man. Y'all already done did all the damage. I don't want to meet him now. Now y'all done did all the damage. You supposed to met him before you even brought a kid around him. I ain't trying to be around your kids. I don't know your baby daddy. I'm around here, kids. I ain't trying to. I'm not saying nothing to them and nothing. All due respect. My love is for you, and I love through me loving you. I love your kids. But at the end of the day, I have no say so.
Yeah, I can kick something back, but I ain't finna be extra daddy.
Yeah, I can't because he have a dad. Because he have a daddy, and not only do he have a daddy. His daddy is in the public.
I just seen him performing like on some of this, like look at Future perform. Like they trying to make him a football player. Like what we doing?
But I play football, basketball, and baseball. But at the end of the day, he talented. It don't matter. You a football player. You teaching them. I feel like you giving him.
I just want you to feel some kind of way about this.
Nah, you give that. Even when they be saying like the football thing, man, why would I want a championship player coaching my son?
Facts. It's real.
I want the best for my son. This my son. This my blood. I want the best for my son. That's like, if I can get James Harden, if I can get a James Harden, I can get LeBron James, or I can get one of the people who I'm cool with to coach my son playing basketball. Why wouldn't I do that?
All right, let's voice our truth on this, okay? So let's start off with the beginning. I definitely, in my opinion, agree with Future, okay? When it comes to having another man or woman around kids, I definitely feel like it's a situation where the other parent, especially if they're involved, not saying he has to per se approve or she has to per se approve, right? But they definitely need to meet the person that their child is going to be around, okay? Because at that point, and I'm only going off of my view, I feel like if you are ready for a person to be around our child, then that means you have spent the time to get to know this person. Cool. So now you need to allow me the chance to meet this person. Again, let me just meet who it is. Let me be able to say, okay, John Doe, 5'8", dark skin, dread. At least let me know who's around my child. You get what I'm saying? Common courtesy. At that point, again, if it's something I don't approve of or something, I can voice it. But it's not on you to just automatically just say, oh, because you don't like him, he can't come. Nah, I ain't saying that. what I'm saying, the common courtesy is allow the other parent to definitely know, get eyes, have a conversation, shake their hand of somebody that's going to be physically around their child. Because just like we see in the pictures in these situations, they were taking family photos. He was holding the child, all types of stuff like that. As a woman, I would have felt some type of way if I saw another woman holding my child and I don't even know who the woman is. That's a problem. So I agree with that. I also gonna have to say this as far as the situation with Future and Ciara. I do feel like Russell Wilson was thrown in the middle for whatever reason. I do feel like it was tension between them two for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they had poor communication and it possibly was that get bit. Like, I don't know why they broke up. But if it was on some negative stuff, I mean, come on, you level up. So, yeah, let me pop my stuff. Let me show that, you know, I'm being treated well over here and my baby. Not saying it's right, but, you know, sometimes women do have that train of thought. Hell, sometimes men have that train of thought. But I do think it was bad business to do it like that, especially being that they're public figures. Now, another thing, I will say this. At the time, Russell Wilson didn't have any kids. So maybe he was naive to the fact of how it would look and feel to Future seeing him with his son all the time. Now, again, a lot of people will say, well, he should have spent more time with him. But you got to understand, it's different when you're in the same household with a child compared to a parent that's not in the same household. Same way like us mothers, right? For those who have full custody of the child, we may have more pictures and stuff with our child because they live with us compared to the father who may have visitation rights every weekend or may have, you know, or whatever, because they're not in the same home. It hit differently when you can wake up and go to sleep with your child in your house. Now, again, about this social media thing, I agree. I do not want to see my child in no picture with somebody I do not know. Now, the family portrait, I'm not even going to count. I would have want to know, but I wouldn't have been upset about the family portrait because the mom and all that was in there. But you posting solo pictures with my child, like, who are you, sir? Or who are you, ma'am? Why do you have my child? And I'll tell y'all a story. I actually went through that situation one time where a woman recognized my child. And I'm like, well, who are you, ma'am? Like, how do you know her? You know what I'm saying? And it was a situation, oh, her dad. When was you around her with her dad? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely, just from a personal standpoint, this is why I feel I can see Future's point. I'm not going to give an excuse for Russell Wilson, but I do feel like the fact that he didn't have kids at this time, he wouldn't know or truly understand it. But now, with not just one, but two kids, if him and Ciara would to part ways, I definitely feel like it would hit different if another Russell came and his kids is involved, okay? And I asked this on Clubhouse. It's different outside looking in when you never actually dealt with the situation of having to see your child with somebody else that you don't know compared to somebody just speaking of, oh, well, it's not really that, you know what I'm saying? It hit differently, okay? Now, granted, some of us women and men, we may have been in a situation where that parent wanted us around. And I definitely understand that because I was in that point too. My stepdaughter, when I've been around her since she was 2 years old. However, when I didn't meet her mom until years later after we was married, okay? And I was around. She was very bitter. The baby mama, rest her soul, because she's no longer here. She was very bitter about it. And at the time I was young, I really didn't understand it because in my situation, you know, my baby daddy wasn't around like that. So my husband, you know, was always the father figure anyway. So it was a different situation. However, as a mother, I never played the mother like I'm your mama type thing, but definitely, you know, I am who I am, and, you know, I'm going to treat you no different than my own child, but at the end of the day, you have a mother. However, I missed one step of it, and that was to actually meet her mother and to introduce myself. So we got off to a rocky start. However, once we grew, because we all was young at this time, you got to understand, we was like 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? So now, once we got older and we were able to meet, we cleared the air But if at this point I had to do it again, I definitely would want to meet the other parent. And I even do that outside of a relationship. If I go pick up a child, guess what? Where's your parents? Hey, how you doing? I'm da-da-da-da. If a child get dropped off at my house, oh, where your parents? Hey, how you doing? Who is it that dropped you off? It's just that common courtesy. And I feel like if we do that just on the outside, we need to do that in our actual relationships with our partner as far as our baby dad or baby mama, okay? Now, another thing. Future, this is the thing, okay? It's like saying how you feel is cool and all, but it's also at the time as far as the financial side, I don't know if he actually was financially provided. He said he was, okay? So that's all I know, and that's all that matters in this aspect. But as far as being taken to court, is if she wanted to take you to court, and as far as Russell Wilson didn't have no say in that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, remember, you said that's y'all situation. That's y'all child. You have no say as the third party in the situation. So I wouldn't per se put the blame on Russell. Now, granted, my husband was one of those ones like, man, F that ninja, you know what I'm saying? We gonna take care of business. Cool. However, guess what? I still put my child's father on child support. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's still your obligation. Whether she's good or not, you still have to do something. And to this day, my child is 20? And he owes me $20K in back child support. So, I mean, it didn't do nothing, but still, it was the principle of the matter. Now, if my husband would have been like, made a deal of it, and really, yeah, I probably wouldn't. I ain't gonna lie, if it really was like that. However, when we had the conversation, it was, all right, well, you know, she good either way. Yeah, cool, I do know that. Because even if it wasn't my husband, that she was good. But we had a conversation, and I still said, no, I'm gonna do it, because at the end of the day, this is his child. He should contribute, right? Or should be forced to contribute. Like, I don't care about the force. I tell you, I do believe in child support when a parent, and not just a dad, but a mom too, if they're absent and not providing me. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But I did have that conversation. So I feel like in this situation, Russell wouldn't have had a say. And I feel like we kind of select a politic with it when we want the third party, meaning the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the husband, the wife that's not included, to not be included when it comes to the child. But then you want them to pull rank and say, nah, don't take me to court. Nah, it don't work like that. It's either they're included or they're not. So if you want him to pull rank to say, no, don't take him to court, don't mention his name, then you shouldn't care that he's involved in your child's life. Make it make sense, right? So to me, as far as my personal situation, I didn't start making, decisions in the situation in the beginning because I wasn't in there. Once I got married or whatnot, then it was more a discussion. When, my stepdaughter was with us, then of course, our rules are our rules, and I'm the enforcer of it as a woman of the house. When you go home, then your rules that your mama set in place is your rules. Now, it was times where we had to come together to find a common ground on certain situations, because kids would definitely try to play the game, and we were able to do that. But it's just Now, I will say this: I do applaud Future for stepping up and saying, "Hey, I don't have no issue with him. I want him to teach my child. I want him to train my child. But why does it have to be plastered on social media?" I do agree with that. And outside of just having a kid involved, I don't understand a lot of times why stuff is posted on social media anyway. And I personally went through that. I have a goddaughter that's like a daughter to me. Like, I love her just like she's my own. Me and her dad actually had a disagreement because he was like, don't post on social media. And I'm like, well, we out and about. Like, the hell, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't understand that. Until he just said, because y'all go do so many fun things, it's like we don't do nothing with her. And at that moment, I said, okay, you know what? That makes sense. So, yes, I did continue to post. However, I stopped posting her. However, we still got pictures. We have memories, from when we went on trips and stuff, it's just not on social media. So I definitely understand. So you can still do it. It's just posting it. And this is on just a regular day-to-day type thing. So I can only imagine being a celebrity. It does look bad because, again, we don't know what really goes on behind closed doors. What we know is what is shown to us. So if we see a million pictures with Russell Wilson and baby Future playing sports, doing things like that, and we see only 2 pictures of Future with his son, that definitely looks bad to the internet, to the public opinion. So I definitely understand that. That doesn't mean he doesn't spend real time in real life, but as far as the internet, we can only go off of what we can see. So with that, y'all, that's my voice of truth for this. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe over to my YouTube channel, Mickey Truth 2022. Make sure you check out MickeyTruth.com. I'm having daily codes added for discounts. So make sure you shop with your girl. So until next time, y'all have a good weekend. Have a blessed week and deuces.